All right, let's dive right in. The world of software development is going through a massive shift right now. And it's all being driven by this new wave of AI tools that are frankly starting to feel less like tools and more like actual teammates. I mean, just look at this. You've probably heard about Devin. It's this new AI software engineer that can literally build and deploy entire applications all by itself. We're not just talking about auto-completing a line of code here. No. This is a whole different ball game, a totally new level of what these things can do on their own. So that brings us to the big question, right? The one we're going to unpack here. What does all this really mean for developers, for our projects, and, for the entire future of how we build software? Okay, so first things first, let's get on the same page. What exactly are these AI coding tools we're talking about?
Well, at their very core, there's software that uses artificial intelligence to help out across the whole development process. And I mean the whole process, from writing the first line of code to hunting down bugs, all the way to testing and getting it out the door. They're designed to be there from start to finish.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because not all of these AI tools are the same, not even close. You can think of them as existing on a spectrum of autonomy, basically, how much they can do by themselves. And understanding this spectrum is the absolute key to understanding this whole new landscape.
The biggest difference, the thing that really separates them, it all boils down to one simple question. How much do you, the human, need to step in? As you move along the spectrum, the developer's job starts to change from a hands-on-the-keyboard coder to more of a high-level director. And this spectrum really breaks down into two main categories. On one side, you've got your assistants. Think of them like a code editor on steroids. They give you suggestions, they help you out, but you're still in the driver's seat. Then, on the other side, you have the agents. And these are the real game changers. You give them a goal, and they just go. They can plan, code, debug, and deploy with very little help from you.
So, enough with the abstract ideas. Let's put some real names to these concepts. Who are the major players out there on this spectrum? Let's start with probably the most famous AI assistant of them all, GitHub Copilot. I mean, if you're a developer, chances are you've used this or at least seen it in action. And Copilot is fantastic, right? It looks at your project, understands what you're trying to do, and suggests not just lines, but whole blocks of code. It's a huge time saver for all that boilerplate stuff. But, and this is key, it still needs you to tell it what to do. You're the architect making the big decisions. It's an amazing teammate, but you're still the team lead. Okay, now let's jump all the way to the other end of that spectrum. Let's talk about the AI agent that has been making all of the headlines. Devin. And this is just so far beyond code suggestions. Devin is designed to work like a human software engineer. You can give it a task like, hey, go find and fix this bug, or build me this website from scratch, and it will map out a plan and just execute it, all on its own. So this table gives you a pretty good snapshot of the field. You've got tools like Cursor, which are more like souped-up code editors, so they're on the less autonomous side. Then you've got the highly autonomous agents like Devin, and there are even open source options like OpenMonus that are super powerful, but might take a little more technical know-how to get up and running. And it's so important to realize that the impact of these tools goes way beyond just tapping out code. They're getting plugged into every single part of how we build software. If you look at the typical development lifecycle, AI is now showing up at every single stage. It can do the upfront research, it can write the technical documentation, it can obviously write the code, but then it can also write the tests to find bugs in that code, and even handle the final deployment to get it live. It's a total end-to-end involvement. And these skills aren't even just for development anymore. A lot of these AI agents can tackle things like data analysis, automating business processes, managing files. They can even create educational materials. They're really becoming general-purpose problem solvers. So what does this all add up to? Let's talk about the developer's new reality. We're going to cover the amazing potential, but also some of the problems we're seeing right now. Well, no shocker here, the most immediate impact is a huge boost in productivity. But the real win isn't just about speed. It's about taking things off a developer's mental plate. By handling all the tedious setup and repetitive stuff, it frees up your brain to stay in that flow state, to focus on the bigger, more creative problems. But look, it's not a perfect world just yet. we've got to be realistic about the limitations. Some of these tools can be pretty slow. Many of them still need you to have serious technical chops to run them well. And most importantly, even with the smartest AI agents, you absolutely still need a human watching over things for any project that really matters. And this really gets us to the heart of the matter. This quote just nails it. The goal isn't to replace developers, it's to augment them. It's all about shifting the role from being a mechanic, focused on every single nut and bolt, to being an architect, focused on the grand design and the really complex creative challenges. Which leaves us with one last kind of wild question to chew on. As these AI agents get more and more capable, is the very job of coding going to change? Is the future of building software actually about doing less of the typing yourself and more about being a great director for your new AI teammates? It's something we're all going to be watching very, very closely.